Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Quant, whose current price stands at the $156.0 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 0.32%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out basing my analysis on the Elliot wave structures, the Fibonacci's, the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart pattern that you have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Quant from the all-time high has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $41.2 mark, and after seeing that low we have seen a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that has been obeying the Elliot wave structures. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart so that we can see those Elliot wave structures, here on the 4-hour chart you can see after making our low down there at around the $41.2 mark, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, making the high for that higher Elliot wave count 1 over here. And after seeing the high of that wave 1, we saw a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a second wave, and using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of that first wave to the high of that first wave, we can get to see whether that second wave has done the minimum that we expect a second wave to do. That is by retracing into the area between the Fib level 0.382 and the Fib level 0.5, and you can see we retraced into that red target area that I have here on the charts. And after making our low for that second wave, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a third wave, and using the trend based Fibonacci, we can get to see whether that third wave has done the minimum that we expect a wave 3 to the upper side to do, by connecting the trend based Fibonacci from the low of that first wave to the high of that first wave, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the Fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $236.3 mark. But from the high that we have here on the charts, the high is at around the $228 mark, meaning there is like a $10 difference between the high that we have on the charts and the high that we have sketched out using the trend-based Fibonacci. And there are high chances that the high that we have over here at around the $229 mark, that is the high of that wave 3, and whatever we are seeing over here is a movement to the lower side in the formation of a fourth wave. And because the fourth wave is a retracement of the third wave, we can use the Fibonacci's to get a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4 by connecting the fibs from the low of that second wave to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area to the lower side between the Fib level 0.382 and the Fib level 0.618 as a maximum, and that target area lies between the $174.5 mark and the $141 mark. And you can see Quant has continued to respect that movement to the lower side by retracing into this target area. And in this movement, because it's a corrective wave, a fourth wave is a corrective wave, also expected to see an ABC corrective movement, and we are seeing such a structure having these as the wave A, then a wave B, then a wave C, making our low at around the $154 mark, which is a low that is below that the low that we had for that wave A at around the $158 mark. And there are still chances that here on the Quant chart we are going to continue pushing a little bit lower to fully maximize this target area that I have drawn out here by retracing back to around the $141 mark. And getting to the key chart patterns that I have information over here, within the formation of this fourth wave, you can see we had a trend line over here, which I have highlighted here in blue. And if I remove this Elliot wave structure, we can see that we have this trend line over here, and at some point we managed to break out above that key area, that is that trend line, to the upper side. And as we try to have a retest of that trend line, you can see we are trading on the upper side of the trend line, meaning the retest has not yet been a success. And in case the retest is a success, there is a possibility of Quant giving us a bit of a pump to the upper side after seeing the retest, and that could go back to around the $195 mark, where I think we have the next key area of resistance. That is a significant area of resistance, and so let's be patient and see how that plays out. And that is the first possible scenario that can play out over here, and that can only happen in case the retest is a success. And in case the retest is not a success and we continue pushing lower, there's a possibility that Quant is going to fully maximize this target area in the formation of a fourth wave by going back to around the $141 mark. Here on the 4-hour chart, we also have another key chart pattern that is in formation right here, and this chart pattern is supporting a movement to the upper side. And if I draw it out, that is a double bottom, and if I draw it out, we can have that as the first bottom. Then we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, seeing the formation of a neckline. Then in the retest of that key area, that is that trend line over there, we are seeing the formation of the second bottom, and there's a possibility in case we see a bit of a bounce to the upper side and get above that neckline that we have over here at around the $168 mark, there's a possibility that Quant is going to give us a pump to the upper side, and in that movement we'll be seeing a breakout out of this chart pattern, which is a pattern that normally breaks to the upper side, having the target area of that breakout as the height between the neckline and the bottoms. So using a trend line, we can get that height, and that gives me a minimum target area back to around the $182 mark. So that is the minimum that I would expect that breakout to the upper side to do, and any movements to the upper side will still be supported here on the quantum chart, since we have not fully maximized this target area that I have drawn out over here using the Fibonacci's. And getting to the 1 hour chart to see what chart pattern we have information right here on the 4 hour chart, we have the formation of a channel, which is a descending channel, and at some point we had managed to break out of the channel to the upper side, and as we tried to have a retest of the upper side of the channel, the retest was not a success, and we got back into the channel once more. And you can see right now we are trading within the channel, and there's a possibility in case we lose the key area of support at around the $154 mark, Quantum is going to unlock even lower prices, and that movement will take us to that movement will be fully supported, because it will be fully maximizing this target area, basing it on the Fibonacci's, and that will take us back to around the $141 mark. And in case we also find support at around the $154 mark, there's a possibility we find a very nice bounce to the upper side, manage to break out of the channel once more to the upper side, and that will also be giving us a breakout out of that double bottom that I have drawn out. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. Also taking a look at the indicators here on the 4 hour chart. Here on the 4 hour RSI, we are trading at around the 37 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movement to the upper side, and a bit of room for us to support any movements to the lower side before we get into the oversold region. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bearish cross, and that means lower prices are coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.